Hey everybody, it's Syxxan and welcome to Wildstar. So we're in the Wildstar open beta right now and I am having so much fun in this game. I did play one of the closed beta weekends uh, and now I'm in the open beta and I really plan to be there for live and produce more videos around Wildstar because this is just my kind of game. There are so many build options, so many things that you can do. There's really no reason to not play this game. If you're a person like me who just loves MMOs and loves customization in your MMO, it's a great thing. Now I'm not going to tell you that this is the groundbreaking WoW killer because I don't believe that stuff exists. Like I like WoW. WoW is different. This is different. People will tell you it's the same. It's not the same. It does have that kind of feel because it is a hot button MMO. But how the hot buttons react is vastly different. And then add in another little flavor, such as in like Guild Wars, where you only get a limited number of sets. So here's your action set, and you can do your build and buy skills as you unlock them through levels or through amps, which are your alternate advancement tree over here. And then you'll also be able to rank them up and gain certain abilities. When you get rank 4 and rank 8 on ability, you'll unlock, a special little treat, we'll say. Other than that, they amplify the effect. More damage, more absorption, more healing, that kind of thing. Every class is set with an assault, a support, and utility, and a path. The path you pick up at the beginning, you can choose one of 4 different options. So we'll go into later. This is my scientist character. This is my scan bot called Robot. Yes, that is a Futurama reference. And then you run into the stats. You have multiple stats. You have a lot of things to work from. And you'll see down here we got your health, your shield, your assault power, your support power, your armor. So your shield works kind of like Halo shields. Like it's there, it goes down like health. After it's gone, then you'll start taking damage to your health in most scenarios. And it regenerates much faster than your health. When it hits bottom, though, it kind of sets a cooldown, and then you have to have this shield recharge time, which is something you can affect in your secondary stat blocks. But what you will notice is that weapons do not have like damage numbers. There's no DPS chart on the weapon. It's just assault power, support power, stats, and sometimes an effect. I believe my tunic actually has an effect that you can see is special, no pain, no gain. Whenever you are crit with a direct damage attack, you have a 50% chance to instantly gain 43 health. And that's a little something extra. Obviously, if you play MMOs, you probably know by now to not rely on a proc. But we don't want to go into specifics about synergy and stuff right now. This is just a brief introduction to what you can do in Wildstar. Here you're looking at other stats you got. Brutality, Finesse, Moxie, Tech, Insight, and Grit. This makes my grit really low right now. Not pulling a lot of health. These effects all vary depending on your class. What you'll pull out of them are the secondary effects, which we'll show you in a second, except for Grit, which is always health. It is always 14 health per point of grit that you have. And then at different levels you'll gain little bonuses depending on your class again. So then you run into your secondary stats, and a lot of these are countered. There's strike through chance, which will go through shields. Critical hit chance with critical hit severity, just like you think it is. Armor piercing ignores armor. Shield piercing goes through the armor and through the shield and hits the health directly without even having to drain the shield first. That is potentially deadly, depending on your build. Lifesteal, cooldown, shield regenerate, shield reboot time. That's talking about if it gets bottomed out, you got to get that shield back to keep going. And then the rest of the stats, they're there. We'll talk about them more later on. They play out just like you think they do. So when you're playing the game, you'll notice that it's got cartoon kind of aesthetics. I'm sorry, I'm kind of running on low frame rates right now. But the cartoon size, which I love. I'm actually, as a person who does a little cartooning just for fun, you can see in my end graphic my terrible quick draw of me as a cartoon, I guess. But it's just something I like to do. So this thing definitely appeals to me like that. So here we'll see, actually there's a path piece right there that I can try and get. I'll send my scan bot over. He scans, I collect it, and you get going on here. We'll do more science later on. You gain little effects, little bonuses, little adventures, and that's your second experience bar down here on the right. And primary experience bar is over here on the left with the build. Now I am playing a Cassian Esper, Go Dominion, and we'll show you just a quick shot here. I'm probably going to pull two. So we're looking at here. You'll notice that there are these telegraphs that are happening. Now, these telegraphs, that creates the ability for you to dodge out. There, that's his telegraph. He's doing a move. Time to move, you know? These auto attacks, you can't really do much to avoid. You know, in a normal situation, you'd be dodging and stuff like that. Now, many of the classes are much more mobile than the Esper. That's the Esper's penalty, if you will, is that it's not a highly mobile class. Can you work it out? Yeah, there are some specs, but for me to pick up mobility, I lose range. And I end up fighting kind of melee, which works great in a solo environment. If you watch some of the videos put out on like the official Wildstar channel, you can see some of the raids or some of the dungeon runs. You'll notice that those telegraphs coming from particularly boss fights are just insane. They're all over the place, and you need to move. And movement consists of, you got dodges, normal movement, you got sprinting, you got jumping, and of course, double jumping. That's how you got to get out of this stuff. And you want to keep moving. You may also have another ability, like I have a move called Fade. Jumps me back. It also applies a little debuff to the target. That's just to keep you from getting out. Now, this is a game you have a lot that you can do, and I recommend that you check it out. There's only a couple days left in the open beta. They'll be going live next month on the 3rd. I plan on having plenty more videos coming from this. This is a video that we can definitely look at different builds and their effectiveness and where we want to go with them, different pathing options. And of course, a big thing, if you haven't seen it, is housing and customization in your housing. You can make pretty much whatever you want. I've seen people make skate parks and fun parks and hotels and general just pads for themselves, a few bars, all the popular things. So, this is Syxxan, this is Wildstar, and never forget, have fun while you're gaming.